So I've been making videos for, I would say, a year and 4 months. I don't exactly remember how long it's been. It doesn't particularly matter to this video, but what I've noticed is even back when I had like 200 or 300 viewers, and then when I had 1,000, and then 2,000, and 5,000, 9,000 like I have now, you still see these same sort of people. The sort of people who simply want to make your life worse and make the life of everyone else around them worse, and it doesn't seem like there's any reason for them to be doing so, but I think that there's one way you can look at it that starts to make it seem like they're the ones that actually have the problem themselves. So I'm not talking about the people who are just constructive on every single video. So if on every video you're like, here's what you did wrong, and here's something wrong here, and here's something you did wrong here, and maybe sometimes here's something you can improve upon. Those people I love. Those people are great, and I want those people to keep commenting all the time, because those people are how you actually improve as a creator. Even if you're just saying, I hate this about the video, even just that is still something I can work with. But I'm talking about the people who are just being malicious for the sake of being malicious. So the people who are like, I don't like this video, and I don't like your existence. Those sort of people are the people I'm talking about, and every creator sees them. It's not just a problem that I have. Even massive creators with multiple millions of subscribers get tons and tons of these people, probably way more than I could ever even imagine having, but this is a problem that everyone online has to sort of deal with, especially if you are someone who tries to build up a community around you. Now, different people have different ways of approaching this. I know that people like, for example, Joe Rogan, simply just don't read their comments. Now, the problem I see with doing that is when you stop reading your comments, that's when you start to, I guess, sort of lose touch with the community that's around you. And once you lose touch with those people, that's when I feel like you start to fall apart as a creator. Because even if you just want to make the videos that you want to make, if you want people to actually see them, you have to make, I guess, some sort of compromise. Or maybe sometimes someone will point out something you actually did wrong, and that's something you should probably improve upon. Like, for example, I don't know, there's a problem with your mic that you can improve upon. Something like that is something that you need to actually take that feedback back and actually improve upon. But the way that I approach it, you probably notice it anytime I ever get a hate comment in the on YouTube. Sorry about that, something fell over for just a moment. What I do on YouTube is I always respond to these people, and the reason why I respond to these people is because of something that I heard from Devin Nash a while back. So Devin Nash, I don't think I've mentioned on this channel because it doesn't really fit in the main theme of the content, but I think I've mentioned him plenty of times over on the podcast. So what Devin Nash said actually stuck with me for quite a while, and what he said was, these people generally aren't being mean just to you, they are just mean people in general. So you can't really do this on YouTube because there's no way to actually look at someone's comment history. I wish there was, that would be really awesome to see. But over on places like Twitter or Reddit, you can do this. So what you should do is anytime you get someone being just malicious for the sake of being malicious, go look at their comment history, go look at the people they tweet at, go look at how they interact with other people online, and what you'll notice is they're not being mean to you specifically. They're just being mean people to everyone around them. And once you start to realize that, you actually start to have a bit of fun with these people, because if they're just being mean to everyone, they don't really care about you, so you might as well just mess with them, because that's how it's gonna. If they're not gonna care about you, you might not as well care about them. But the other way you can look at it is, since these people are just being mean to everyone online, you start to realize that they probably have nothing good going on in their lives. So you also even though you might want to mess with them, you also start to feel kind of bad for them, because if they've got nothing positive going on in their lives, and the only thing really they've got going on for them is the fact that they're going to mess with people, you start realizing they're kind of sad people. Now, obviously, not everyone who actually is malicious like that is going to be like that. Some people actively just don't like you, but those people are few and far between. Most people I've seen are in the first category of people who just hate everyone around them. And this isn't just a isolated case. This isn't something that I just saw with like 1 or 2 people. This is basically a universal rule. Most people who are incredibly mean online for the sake of being mean are mean to every single person around them. And once you've noticed that, then you can just stop caring what they're actually saying. Now, I don't want to end off this video in a negative way because, especially after I started making content like this, most interactions I've had with people online, because I've had way more in the past couple of months than I've had most of my life, most people I've interacted with have been fairly positive. Even the people who actively didn't like anything that I make, or even actively didn't like me as a person, even those people were still fairly positive with their, I guess, dislike of me and the dislike of my content or my presentation style or anything like that. Even if they didn't leave anything constructive that I can work on, even if they just simply don't like the fact that I use a window manager, they were still positive about it. So I don't want to make it seem like everyone sort of fits into this malicious category. That's definitely not the case, and it's especially not the case with the people who actually are trying to be constructive and are trying to help the channel actually improve. Sadly though, or maybe this is a good thing, a lot of the comments on YouTube typically get picked up by the spam and the review filters, so if you ever post anything super mean, or sometimes not even that, sometimes if you just post something that YouTube doesn't seem to understand, it might just automatically get put into the review filter. So that's probably good for the people who get, really worried about things that people say to them online, but it sort of takes away some of my fun, because if you do see me ever responding to these people, I do really like to mess with them. Sometimes I'll just direct them to psychologists, sometimes I will, completely play into their game and just try to question them and try to get them to actually give me some answers about what they're trying to say. Sometimes they don't respond, sometimes they do. When they do respond, I tend to get really, really invested in just trying to pick this person's brain about what they're trying to do. And every single time it ends up in the same way. I will say something and they'll eventually get bored because they realize they're not getting the sort of feedback they're trying to get from me. Because if you're trying to mess with someone online, you're trying to get some sort of reaction from them. And if you don't get the reaction that you want, you're probably get bored with them, and maybe other people start joining in because they realize, hey, this person's being kind of mean, I'm gonna sort of jump in on messing with them as well. So, hey, if you ever see these people, feel free to start messing with them. I'm not gonna say don't comment to these people like some people will. If you do see someone being really malicious online, or in my comment section, anyone else's comment section, on other platforms like Twitter and Reddit, if you ever see someone like this, I'm not going to say don't interact with them. Please interact with them, but don't get angry with them, because just realize that they're being sad people, and if you just keep that in mind, you can have a lot of fun with these people. Obviously, it's not a productive use of your time. There's much more useful things you could be doing, but it is fun, and that is, I think, the most important thing at the end of the day. So I think that's pretty much everything for me. I'll cut back to when I'm back inside to read out my supporters. A special thank you to my supporters: Joachim Corbinian, Andrew Craig, Nathan Monster, Chico Bento, Joseph Peter D, Road, Tony, Brennan, Donald, John, Marek Mikkel, Nate Dog, Nephite, Tees, and Zilva. If you want to go and support my work, there's some links down below to my Subscribe Star, Patreon, LibrePay, all that sort of stuff. I've got a podcast called Tech Over Tea, available basically anywhere, and this channel is available on Library, Odyssey, BitTube, and BitChute if you want to watch it on a platform that isn't YouTube. So I think that's pretty much everything for me, and I'm out.